Today I'm with Jonathan Lee, who is the Director of Structures at Canary, Wharf, which is quite a big thing to put on your CV. As an organisation, as a company, you're making massive efforts to increase the circularity of your architecture, to deal with the structures in a completely inventive way.
You know, we can't continue doing what we're doing if we want to really address the climate issue. So that starts with looking at how we can obviously minimize the amount of materials, but the biggest question is how can we reuse that material? We've got the support from our senior leaders, right? They've set the message and the tone that we want to be the most sustainable developer, and to deliver that, you really have to work together collaboratively with the people who can be able to get you those answers. That's how we've come up with this idea of reusing foundations and coupling it with the latest innovation in structural health monitoring. And the fiber optics is, it's just a game changer for us to have now a deep insight to how structures and foundations are behaving, so that we can then have a better understanding on the way in which how our design approach can be then enhanced, altered, and to gain real life data.
So you put the fibre optics down there and you've got them led back into the building.
Yes.
And so when you then have the building on it, you can watch all that going on.
Exactly. We can watch the performance of the building, how it's behaving as it's being loaded. Instrumenting structures isn't new, but getting the data and interpreting the data is very important, and understanding how you instrument it and the way in which you try to do proof tests. People have reused foundations, but they've not used it effectively. What we're saying is that now we've got full visibility over every single pile, so we can take full advantage of all those piles and not put any piles to waste, and what it can potentially do for our future application for that building.
It's amazing. So there's no more drilling holes in foundations and trying to work out where the reinforcement.
Well, the problem is it's in, and if you dismiss it, it becomes an obstruction. It makes it even more challenging for the future to try to put new piles in those gaps.
You obviously bring in the best consultants that you possibly can find to come in and help you with this stuff.
Yes.
I mean, they must be change makers, yeah? Because they must be passionately driven.
Absolutely. We like to reward that by bringing them on the journey with us. It's not just one project. It's from one project to the next. And having that knowledge sharing and growing that expertise within the group of consultants that we work on is the only way in which we can then enhance our knowledge. You have to feel as though you're making a real difference. And by giving these opportunities to say, look, this is the challenge. We want to reuse our powers. How do we do it, right? So we come up with a strategy, and the great thing is that we deliver. We try it, we do it, right? You have to do it to be able to learn. You don't do anything, you don't learn anything. So you have to do. So once you do, you then unravel, expose yourself to new challenges and difficulties along the way.
You obviously have pretty high-level contractors working with you as well. I mean, you had Holcim doing the concrete and your foundations and stuff. They must work with you, because your engineers might say, and we want a concrete that does this. Then presumably the concrete people have to then work with the same degree of passion to try and produce that product.
Everybody has an important role to play. They are a key part of the puzzle, and they bring the material innovations. So they have to come up with the new ideas on how they can decarbonize the materials, and concrete is a big player because it's so versatile.
Changing concrete,
yes,
that is going to would have such a huge. Well, it does seem to be that you're doing.
It does. The great thing is it's such an exciting material because I always envision it like a cake, right? It is made of different ingredients, but you can tweak the flavor, you can change it. And this is the thing, it's continuing to evolve. We've been able to make great strides in terms of how we help decarbonize and make it as low as possible. But it doesn't stop there. It's continually evolving. And each time that we are doing our projects and working the way in which how we can incorporate innovation and doing it in practical, real life situations on our site, we're learning from it. Not from us as just the developer, but our consultants, our contractors, and our supply chain.
Canary Wharf is like the most amazing university.
Yes,
because you have all of the cleverest people and coming together, but you actually make it happen.
That's what drew me to Canary Wharf. It's this can-do attitude. This idea that we had in terms of biochar concrete, where Holcim approached us with this idea that, they can create it from organic waste, and it helps decarbonize the amount of embodied carbon in concrete. And we said, oh, that's a great idea. We want to try that. But how are you making it? So they said, oh, we're taking it from woodland waste. And I said, oh, that's great. But what if we challenge you back? Because we collect so much spent coffee ground from our coffee shop. What if you take a sample? Can you make that into biochar? And because of who we are and the relationship we have, they said, oh, we'd love to. We want to try it. And they tried it. And it works. They can make biochar. And that's because, we've been talking around and understanding our waste management. To say, oh, I remember seeing coffee grabs.
Quite a lot of coffee.
Exactly. So this is an amazing new idea that we've kind of like pulled together to say, okay, let's try it out. And we've done it. And you'll see it later when we go down to the...
It's your fish.
Well, the well, come on. I would swear I'm the worst. No. So... quite striking piece.
So tell me about it. It's made of this concrete which has got coffee in it, yeah?
The theme behind it is highlighting the plight of ocean plastic waste. So it's been made into this very interesting, beautiful well sculpture. So it's been exhibited around the world as a temporary installation. So Canary Wharf decided to buy this as a permanent installation. So, we gave it a permanent home. So it needs a permanent foundation and structure to support it.
Oh, I see. So the well's not made out of concrete, but it's sitting on a concrete foundation.
Yes.
Mr. Foundation.
It's the foundation in. That's where this learning is coming from. We're working with the likes of Holcim and other suppliers to work how they can reduce the cement content by using GGS or limestone fillers and all that. But on top of that, with it already being low, you add this interesting biochar component into it, and it really reduces this even further.
So that is a prototype for your next foundations on your next
Absolutely.
high-rise.
That's right.
So do you think your grave? But I'm already designing your grave for you. It's always going to have little pile foundations.
Made of coffee.
It's been lovely talking to you.
Yeah,
Thank
been a
you so
pleasure.
much.